This is Love Your Story.
The things that I'm doing at uni, they're making me a better teacher, and that genuinely...
I was always involved in the arts from when I was really, really little, and it was always really clear
This is my first time being in the UK. It has been a great experience.
Everyone's journey is unique. Every story is worth celebrating. Our experiences, our choices, the people we meet along the way, twists and turns and unexpected detours shape us into who we are and who we become. In this podcast series, we're exploring the many different stories that are created at the University of Cumbria. We find out about personal journeys from all walks of life, the obstacles overcome, and the goals for the future. We find out about different paths into higher education and hope to inspire you to start creating your own unique story. In this episode, the first in the series, we're exploring the undergraduate story. What's it like when you first start university? What are the people going to be like? And how hard is the work? And ultimately, where's a degree going to take you in the future? Harrison Cowperthwaite is a film and TV student at the University of Cumbria. This is his story.
I've always had an emotional connection to film and TV. As a child, my mum would keep me up late at night to watch movies. My dad would get me up from bed to go and watch his favourite films whenever they were on TV. So it's just always been an emotional thing for me. For instance, The Simpsons, every day at 6 o'clock we'd get dinner, we'd sit down in the living room, my dad would put it on, my mum would go, for God's sake, not this again, and then we'd watch it. Whereas with my mum, I remember when I was a kid, we'd sit there watching Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and even when we went swimming, she'd incorporate film and TV by singing songs like Bobbing Along and all that, just to create that connection. I came up with my auntie to this university, and then we realised that we'd actually been there 6 months earlier. Not to the university specifically, but the area. We'd been up to visit Hadrian's Wall, and I'd had such a good time. And then when I got here, it felt right. Like there was just a connection with the tutors. Every tutor's different. They've got their own personality, their own takes. No one's afraid to talk up about it. If you've got an opinion, they're not going to put you down for it. If you've got a suggestion on how to change the project, they'll listen. Everyone's going to be there for you. When it comes to the differences of the staff, it's one of them's really into football. His name's Ed. He's great. I can talk to him about that, and he makes me feel so comfortable in myself that I can be honest about what's going on in my life with him. And then I've got David. He seems like he's on top of everything. Like he always seems to be aware of what's going on in your life, what you need and what he can do to help you. And then you've got Clive as well, and Clive's just brilliant. He always gets you to repeat your jokes because sometimes it doesn't click with him. And that's always hilarious. Is like 3 people will be laughing and then he'll be sitting there going, what's funny? And he's absolutely brilliant when it comes to films. Like he's so knowledgeable and he always wants you to talk about what your favourite film is. And he's always down to help you understand what makes it so good. And always script technique as well. He is a brilliant script writer. And the fact we have that in such an important area is fantastic. My advice for other people would 100% be that you have to be yourself. You're never going to get anywhere in the university or in anything in life if you're not actually being 100% truthful to yourself and to where you've come from and everything. Obviously being Scouse, it's an important part of me. That part is just, it's so well known. Everyone has their own opinions on it. No matter what you are thought, like what you are, people already have their preconceptions. So you've got to stand out and be yourself and actually deliver on who you are.
During your time at university, it's important to have a great support network around you. And in Harrison's story, we can hear about the many people who are guiding him through his university journey. But it's also important to have support and guidance as you look to the future and plan the next stage of your life after university. Patience Frimpong is currently studying children's nursing, and in her story, we hear all about the experiences that she's having outside of university and where they could take her.
With balancing academic studies and clinical placements, I think it's really good how the university has structured it. For the first 3 months or so, it was just lectures, and then after that, it's placement for 2 months or so, and then the breaks in between. So it's a good balance. With my first clinical placement, I worked with children who came in with general illnesses such as asthma, jaundice baby, diabetes, oncology patients. We got the opportunity to calculate medications, prepare medications, research basic understandings of different types of conditions that are common within children. With this placement, I had a very good practice assessor / mentor, as they were friendly, they were kind, they were welcoming. They didn't make me feel like I was the burden or anything. They just open arms and they took me under their wing and taught me everything that I needed to know. One of the main challenges that I have faced during my studies is understanding what it's actually like to work in healthcare. The first clinical placement I had was in a hospital and in a general children's ward, where the main vital important thing is taking observations and checking the patient's vital signs. From not working in a healthcare sector at all, I did not know what that was or what included. With that, I had my mentor with me who helped me, guided me and talking me through the things that are important when checking for a patient's vital signs. In terms of travelling to placements, before the placement starts, the lecturers will make you aware of where your placement is in advance so that you can plan and maybe visit the placement to plan out your journey, how long it takes, what time you're going to wake up, what time you're going to get back home. With my first placement, it was actually just a 15 minutes walk, but with my next one, it's an hour's journey. I'm looking forward to it because it's something new, something different. The main career path for those studying children's nursing is you can be a health visitor, a community nurse, a school nurse, work on a general ward within a hospital, whether it's inpatient or outpatient. Or you can be an A&E nurse or specialise within one of the conditions that you're interested in maybe. And in terms of the uni supporting us with this, they give us a different variety of placements that we get to experience from, where like one placement will be on a ward and then the other placement will be on community, so that students get to have a little take of everything. The pathway that I've decided to go into when I graduate is working on a general children's ward within a hospital. I like how it's structured, where it's 3 shifts per week, 13 hours or so a day. The main advice I would give is to have a good understanding of what is required from you. You just have to have passion for it, basically.
This is Love Your Story from the University of Cumbria, a podcast of unique and personal stories from past and present students. You can find out more about these stories, the university experience, and all the different routes into higher education on the University of Cumbria website, or just search for the hashtag #LoveYourStory. In the next episode, we look at life after your first degree and look at further studying and master's degrees. Download and listen when you can. And whatever stage you're at, love your story and embrace the journey. See you next time.